Hello everybody, welcome back to JC Let's Play. My name is Jonathan Cook, and this is episode 3 of Final Fantasy XIV, A Realm Reborn. We return again with Mia Aliapo. We'll get another wave from her. If you're paying attention to the clock up in the corner, you'll notice that I only just wrapped up episode 2 about 15-20 minutes ago. And, as I said when I had Kalk in the last episode where I talked about Fates, or in the last episode with him where I talked about Fates, I said that I would probably do 3 or 4 very quick episodes just to get things started, and then we'd move on to a week-to-week basis. We'll see how much I end up getting done this weekend, but well, let's just get into this episode. So when we last left off, we had spoken with the Arcanist Guild and retrieved our Way of the Arcanist quest, and so we've got that one now. But there's a number of other quests that we have here. Some are locked out right now, so we can't do anything. But there's still plenty of others, and this is just in this area. Never mind Lower Lonacia, where we saw those before, and it doesn't... Oh, I'm sorry, that was Lower Lonacia, not what we actually wanted. I want to go back into Limsa Upper Decks. If we go down here, there were a number in the lower decks that we saw, so we're gonna do those. Most of them are just kind of fetch quests and talk to people quests in Limsa, but we'll start with I'm not even going to try. Level 4 quest, The Glory Days. This name I can't pronounce, needs your help to prepare a treat for Bateron. And we get some fire shards from this, a good amount of experience, and some level 5 gear, which will come in handy. Definitely. These days, poor Bateron's so busy looking after others, he hasn't been able to look after himself. He deserves something for his efforts. Whenever he's in his cups and starts speaking of the old days, he never fails to mention Orale. Seems he and his mates used to eat the creatures on occasion. It's obvious he still has fond memories of that life, so I'm thinking a few Orale umbrellas might be something he'd appreciate. Could you help me by procuring 4 of them? If you're willing to help, speak with Clindrail by the Aft Castle. She knows where the various wild beasts congregate. And so we've got that quest, and we're gonna go north here toward the Coral Tower, the Marauders Guild, the Culinary and Skilled, the 7th Sage, and grab these others. And we'll branch off here and go to the Culinary and Skilled first for that quest. Now, if we were level 10 and had unlocked the ability to get new classes, I could become a Culinarian, and we may do that at a later date, but right now we cannot. We are stuck as an Arcanist. I'm going to attune to this Aethernet shard while I'm here. And I now have Aethernet access to the Bismarck, which is the restaurant here that, when it's not so foggy, has a wonderful view. But today it's just kind of, you know, foggy, and it's still kind of nice. I like fog, personally, but the weather effects in this game are fantastic. I hope to be able to show you guys a thunderstorm, because the lightning effect is just, it's amazing. Halahono needs help replenishing the Bismarck's larders. Beg your pardon, good madam, but you're an adventurer, are you not? I realize this is sudden, but we urgently need help restocking our larders. We are in the midst of preparing a full-course meal for soon-arriving guests, but I fear we are short on fresh lamb for the main course. That is unfortunate. I would be grateful if you could procure 4 slices for us. I dare say it would be the quickest to obtain these directly from the source, wild lambs. In case you are unfamiliar with the creatures, I suggest you speak with Ablefar, a sentry stationed in Bulwark Hall, just below the Drowning Wench. And there we have our next quest. And we have another one hiding back here in the Culinary and Skilled. From Letitia, see, a name that I can pronounce. Letitia needs someone to report a bilking patron. We spare no effort to ensure that all our patrons enjoy the finest food and hospitality, and so it is doubly hurtful when someone decides to leave without settling the bill. Nary a Belago, a first-time patron, did just that. Rasushmo is the one who has lovingly prepared the man's meal. She is quite upset by the whole affair and has taken it upon herself to draw an illustration of the offender. Might I trouble you to deliver it to the Yellowjackets on our behalf? Rasushmo should be done adding the finishing touches by now. So we come over here, and Rasushmo's just up these stairs. And we have a Mithra. We saw when generating Mia's name, there are a number of difficult to pronounce names, and Resushmo is one of them. The one outside of here from the last quest that I got, a sheepish request, was ridiculous. Grr, I poured my heart and soul into that grilled dodo. If ever I get my hands on that scoundrel, I'll grind his bones to make my bread. Oh, she's not a giant. Here it is, my rendition of the criminal. Please deliver it to Godebert at the Coral Tower. He will know what to do. I will do just that. I happen to be heading that direction. We're going to come down here. Oh, and now we have rain. As you see, the clouds are out. And you can see, if I stop moving for a moment, you can see the raindrops moving through. And we enter the Seven Sage, and there's a quest for us right here from Morden. Licensed to Reeve. Morden would like to make you a completely legal proposition. Well, that doesn't sound shady at all, does it? You want for coin, venturer? How'd you like to fancy working for the Kraken's Arms, one of the greatest pirating crews in Limsa? If you're interested, take yourself up these steps to the balcony above and talk to Carvalane. Carvalane, yeah, I said that right. Our captain. Do right by him, and he'll do right by ye. And more people talking with that darn pirate speech, and I don't do well like that. I don't participate in Talk Like Pirate Day. Carvalane will speak with him. Greetings, friend, and welcome to the Seventh Sage, purveyors of the finest spices from the East. All of our products are guaranteed obtained through completely legal means. Oh, you do not seek spices but employment. Well then, let us speak of how you might be of service to our organization. Our Misery returned from her latest voyage bearing exotic spices never before seen in Eorzea. I've prepared 2 samples, each of which I would have you deliver to certain individuals. The first is for Grenade, who you will find at the Coral Tower. The second is for Master Lingsath, the head chef of the Bismarck. And do make certain the right person gets the right set. Go now and return here once you have accomplished the task. Well, if this doesn't all just seem a little off. You'll notice on our mini-map, as we pick up these quests, we have objective markers pointing us in the direction we need to go. So it's very easy to navigate your way through. Before I go in there, I'm going to attune to this Aethernet shard. And again, somebody using the Aethernet. I now have access to the Coral Tower. And we move in here, and we'll first talk to Janaid, who... Welcome to Limsa. Welcome to the headquarters of the Yellowjackets, the keepers of peace in Limsa Limitsa. Is there aught I can assist you with? Well, I have a 7th Sage sampler for you. A sample of spice, courtesy of the 7th Sage, you say? There's no mistake, this is fire sand, and the kind used by the Garleans besides. Quite intriguing. Very well, we will consider placing an order. Oh, you thought you had brought me spice. I see you're not familiar with the Carvalianisms. For the sake of convenience, he uses the word spice to refer to literally anything he has procured on the high seas. Lest you worry, the man isn't engaged in any activity that is considered piracy. Far from it. Think of him as a trader, a heavily armed one, who represents Liminsan interests in the eastern lands. Ooh, she has a quest for me. Lost and found. Janaid needs help with a growing problem in Limsa Liminsa. An alarming number of citizens have gone missing of late, though I suspect you've already heard the rumors. It is essential that we ascertain to their safety. To this end, I have prepared a list based on reports from our citizens. Would you be so kind as to deliver it to my colleague in Bulwark Hall? Indelica is her name. My thanks in advance, friend. Not a problem. I will gladly run around and get experience and money for very little work. A bilker at the Bismarck, and you have an artist's rendition of the man? Well, yes. What in the 7 hells is this supposed to be? It looks more like the prow of a ship than a man's face. Look, we would like nothing more than to bring the offender to justice. 'Tis our duty, after all. However, we will need a little bit more to go on than this piece of art. It would be easiest for all involved if Resushmo were to come here and answer some questions. Please relay to her as much. Apparently, the artist, she is not, and I need to go tell her she needs to report. Yes, we see the symbol of the Marauder Skill and the symbol of possibly the Corsairs Guild at a later date. If I come down here, what do we find? Do a little bit of exploring. I promise I'll try to keep this episode short. Curiosity has got the cat. See, it's funny because I'm playing a Mikote. Ah, no, I believe this is actually the Marauder Skill. We have Brone Bar here. Ah, yes, I believe it is. I wonder, what are you guarding? I will use Sprint to get back up these stairs quickly enough. But I'm fairly certain that symbol is going to be the symbol of the Corsairs Guild, or the Musketeers Guild. Using the Aethernet Shard, we are going to quickly move over to the Bismarck, because we have 2 things to turn in there. And so fast travel around the city is as simple as that, activating the Aethernet and moving along. Both people are up the stairs here. So we'll turn in the quest to Rasushmo first. I don't think I've said her name the same way twice yet. Ah, so you've spoken with Godbert. Wahahaha! Within the bell, the Yellowjackets will have the swindling scoundrel locked in a dungeon cell, and then I'll take my filleting knife and... Huh? Godbert wants me to go to the Coral Tower for questioning? But what more information does he want that my drawing doesn't already provide? Isn't a picture supposed to paint 1,000 words? Yeah, but not yours. It painted confusion. And there we have Ling Sath, a new sample from the 7th Sage. Alright, let's have a whiff of it then. Ain't smelled nothing like it afore. The note that came with it says it's a root what grows on Othard. Last I heard, Othard was under Imperial rule. Oh, and the 7 L's did Carvalane manage to get hold of this. Any road, I reckon I can cook up something fresh with it, and fresh and new with it. Thanks for the delivery, friend. Oh, well, now we've got to go turn that quest in, so we'll just kind of backtrack here a bit. Again, we'll look, and you'll see on the map that this green check mark signifies that we can turn that quest in. And we have our Arcanist book there on the side. Carvalane. Welcome back. It would seem both samples were rather well received, and this is in no small part due to our affable courier. 'Tis unfortunate, but notoriety accumulated over the course of the years does not fade overnight. There are still many who are hesitant to do business with savage pirates. Yet the old days of piracy are passing, giving way to a new wave of opportunity. My crew and I have decided to embrace this wave. With the Admiral's blessing, we engage in a form of trade with Garlean ships. Everything we do, you may rest assured, is within the... everything we do, you may rest assured, is within the law. Licensed to Reeve. Oh, and we leveled there. You see the level up. We've learned bio, and we got that recognizable victory fanfare music. But that pretty much clears up everything on the northern end of Upper Limsa, so we're going to move back towards Glory Days so we can turn that in. And for that, we need to go quite a ways south. And while we're down south here, I will check my mail and share with you those 6 items that I mentioned in the previous episode. And we'll take Azucena Phyllis's lead and sprint there. I should grab this Aethernet shard before I forget about it, thereby wasting half of my sprint. You see, we've got about 6 seconds of it left. 5. Keep moving! Hurry! And we have the Cascadier captains and their commissaries for the... I forget the name of the event now, but we're going to talk with Clindrail here first. Baderon actually likes Aurelia umbrellas. Gods, I'd never even considered trying to eat one of those foul things. Nevertheless, if it's Orelai you seek, you ought to find plenty by the river just past the Tempest Gate and to the east. This zone line, of course, leading us out of the city. We don't want to go out there yet. I want to talk to my delivery Moogle. If I right-click on him... Greetings, Tall One. I am a delivery Moogle, Kubo. Oh, I know what you're thinking. Moogles are supposed to hide in trees and avoid contact with outsiders. Why ever would they agree to carry about letters? Why, indeed. If I had my way, I'd be curled up under the canopy of a nice oak, dreaming out some beautiful mooglet with a rainbow-colored pom-pom, Kubo. But no, the moon had to go and drop from the sky, causing all of that terrible commotion. Aetherites were shattered, and link pearls rendered useless. I started stumbling. For moons, the poor wingless people of Eorzea had no way of communicating with each other, beyond screaming at the top of their lungs, which no one really approved of, Kubo. That is, until the little horned ones asked us to assist them by delivering messages. At first we were wary of showing ourselves, worried that one of you might catch us and skin us like you do every other forest furry. But once we saw how much we were appreciated, we knew we'd found our new calling, and I personally promised to try and not read any along the way, Kubo. Look what we have here. 6 new letters have arrived, just for you, Kubo. And we have the Moogle delivery service. I'm going to move this over here. And as you can see, everything is from the Final Fantasy XIV dev team, received about an hour ago when we created this character. Thank you for playing Final Fantasy XIV. Enclosed is a XIV minion doll minion. May it bring you hours of enjoyment. Well, I'll take that and delete the message. Thank you for playing Final Fantasy XIV. Enclosed is a Moogle cap. May it bring you joy when the skies are gray. Well, we'll take that as well and delete it. Yes, thank you. Enclosed is a helm of light. May it guide you to greatness. We'll take that. Delete. Yes. Enclosed is a baby behemoth minion. May it follow you to the ends of the realm. Delete. Enclosed is a set of behemoth barding for your chocobo. May it strike fear into your enemies. We'll take that and we will set it up, but we can't use it yet because we don't have a chocobo. Enclosed is a coral bell for summoning a coral mount. May he bear you to faraway lands. And sadly, we won't be able to use him until around level 20. We have campaign item letters. Number of campaign item letters. I don't know what that means. I don't know how I look at it. That's unfortunate. I will have to research that for a later date. And so now if I open my inventory, you'll see we have a number of items. The potions we got from a quest. Our XIV minion doll, which we will use. And we get the animation that we now can summon the XIV minion doll. Do the same thing with the baby behemoth. We'll use the behemoth barding, which we use and nothing really happens. And we'll use the coral bell, which we use and nothing really happens. But if I go into here and I go into mounts, you'll see we have the coral. But like I said, I won't be able to use it until I unlock my chocobo and can use mounts fully. Sorry, felt to break up the monotony, I would get a chuckle. And if I go in here, typically I could go into my companions menu and see the behemoth barding there, but I cannot. So we will continue on our way. We'll grab this quest over here from Ocala Kya. That's kind of a cool name. Why couldn't I get that one? She has an eye patch that I want. Soothing the Savage Siren. Ocala Kya has advice for any adventurers headed to the missing member. If you're looking for a place to wet your whistle, Scrag, I advise you to turn tail and run. Captain Roswin's in no mood to be entertaining customers this day, and even when she is, she ain't particularly good at it. Though, maybe dealing with a customer is the sort of shite what might shake her from her doldrums. Like I said, language is a little colorful. But if you mean to venture inside the missing member, you best remember to pay your proper respects to the captain, lest you're afraid of going missing. Kneeling afore would be a good start. This is basically just a way to teach us how to use emotes, which there are a couple ways. We can type /kneel, which you've seen me do in other episodes, but I'm going to use the emote menu, which gives me all of the emotes that I can do. And I could do this a number of ways. I could find kneel. Sadly, they aren't in any alphabetical order. There's kneel, and I could just click on it, and you'll see I do the kneel animation. Or, as I've done with some others, I can drag it onto my hotbar, which just lets me use it as an ability. So we'll click on Roswin here, and we'll kneel before her, as we were instructed to, and immediately go into a dialogue with her. Oh, so she knows her place. Good. If only the Krakens had the same sense of propriety. Bastards keep seizing every Garlean ship before we can take a crack at 'em. 'Tis a sorry state of affairs when your crew's reduced to preying on the leavings of that mangy bunch of man-boys. Me younger self would be right disappointed to see how far we've fallen. And we see a show Roswin you are disappointed. So if I open up my emote menu again, I can look through that, and there's disappointed. I'm just going to click on that. Wow, that's quite the animated disappointment, and that camera angle is a little unflattering there, Mia. So you do know something of me pain, but your sympathy ain't worth more than a pint of piss. It's all well and good when you got the Admiral's permission to capture Garlean ships, but what's the use if you keep on getting beat to your prey? We built our reputation reaving right off the coast of Vilbrand, not sailing a dozen malms into the bleeding sea. The few Imperial dogs found in the Limison territory get snatched by krakens hunting in open waters. I rallied me crew's spirits when I said we were reviving the old ways, but after all our struggles, they seem resigned to letting those bastards have all the fun. And now we need to rally, so we'll do the traditional way of typing in, and wow, that's a very playful rally. As I said, I typically don't play female characters, and this is just kind of, well, strange. You're trying to make light of me dilemma? Don't push your luck, Scrag, or I'll gut you with a hook like a regular pirate. Okay. Wait, that's it! We're pirates, goddamn! So we should think like pirates. Bugger keeping Limps in the water safe. We'll raid supply shipments to the Garlean outpost along the coast of Aldenard. It's so bleeding simple, I don't know why I didn't think about this before. Thank you for your unintended inspiration, Scrag. To think, I almost had you fed to the sharks. Oh, that would have been horrible. But, like I said, just a quick tutorial on emotes and how to do that. We have a number of people. You'll see, they sometimes have dialogue with the NPCs while we sitting like this. You see any bleeding chairs? We'll talk to Ocala Kya. I gather your meeting with the captain went well. I could hear her cackling all the way out here. Well, whatever you did, thank you for doing it. Last thing we needed was air going on another rampage, ruining deck swabs and leaving us with less meat. Tain't easy playing by the Admiral's rules, but if anyone can find a way, Captain Roswin can. And we get more experience and more gil. You can see we're up to 552 gil now. We're just rolling in the cash. And I'm going to go back down to the lower decks, which Limsa can be a little difficult to navigate sometimes. We've got a quest down at the Fisherman's Bottom, and is there an 8th? There's not an 8th right there, but we'll go down there and talk to them and get that quest. And we're already at about 23 minutes. And we have Henanza. Henanza has a simple yet profitable task for an interested adventurer. Are you in need of some trifling task to pass the time? Then I have just the job for you. Baderon is offering a reward to any adventurer who slays at least 5 wharf rats. There's no shortage of the pests lurking outside the Tempest Gate, so you should hurry and take advantage of this opportunity. Just a typical slay quest, but... oh, I don't want to go that way. What was I thinking? But now I want to go to the lower decks, so I'm going to go this way. And probably once I finish all the quests here in the city, we'll wrap up this episode, and the next episode will start with us killing things. Jumping down there. And you see our zone line to lower Limsa. And a slew of other quests. So actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this episode here, as we're about 25 minutes. These intro Let's Plays always go a bit longer. So, like I said, I'm just going to cut it here. We'll pick up right where we left off in the next episode, doing the quests in Lower Limsa and heading out into Lunacia and, killing some things. So, I appreciate you guys watching. We'll get a goodbye wave from Mia there. I keep thinking I'm mispronouncing your name. No, Mia Aliapo. I appreciate you guys for watching. This is JC Let's Play. My name is Jonathan Cook. I really appreciate it. You guys, in the meantime, take care and peace out.